CVA's Accura Series, Bergara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CVA, it's just a better gun.
This segment is being sponsored by Mowing and More, proudly serving Wilson County for over 15 years. Give them a call for all of your lawn care, landscaping, and irrigation needs.
All right, welcome back everyone. This week's recipe of the week is being brought to you by Courtney's Restaurant and Catering, the restaurant that's in the beautiful city between the lakes at 4066B northbound.
You're trying to give them Flowers address again.
Flowers again. But Tom Courtney is not in the house, but we
no,
do have
he's cooking somewhere.
Chris.
I guarantee you, he's been
Chris.
covered up. So
yeah.
We got Chris in the house, and I promise nobody is going to be disappointed about that.
And while you guys and gals have been field dressing and taking your deer in and all this, you've been throwing away this part, I promise you, because I ain't heard anybody talk about this. But Chris is showing us you don't throw anything away of a deer. Nothing.
No. That's, of all them pictures of them deer that was killed, I would almost bet you my paycheck that every single one of them pictures, they threw this away.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's the ribs.
The ribs.
When you throw them ribs away, you are throwing away a good little treat.
You ain't kidding.
And I mean, now there's not just a ton of meat on them, but I tell you what, if you shoot a 3-4-year-old buck that most people think bucks ain't worth eating,
yep,
especially old bucks. How old was this deer, Brandon?
That right there was a 2.5-year-old deer. That was from Emery's buck from last year.
2.5-year-old.
Not real old, but yeah. He's old. He ain't a young deer.
Well, the one we had at the wild game down there was a 5.5-year-old deer last year, and it was delicious.
So yeah. But what I did with these is I soaked them in some beef broth with maybe a couple tablespoons of Worcestershire soy sauce, and maybe just a little capful of Dale's. Let them soak overnight, and then take them out the next day, kind of pat them dry, and then I put basically just coarse salt and pepper on them. Now you can sprinkle a little onion powder, garlic powder, but salt and pepper, all right, just like a brisket.
Mm-hmm.
Put them on the smoker. I use some oak wood. To me, I like oak with beef or deer. Smoked them for about 3 hours, 250 degrees. Pulled them. I pulled them off. Then I took some more beef broth, put them in some aluminum foil, wrapped them up, put them back on the smoker for about 2.5 hours, still at 250, wrapped in that foil to kind of simmer in that broth, and that just tenderizes them up.
Yeah.
Man.
All right. Pull them out, bring the grill temperature up to like 350 where you're like grilling temperature. Put a little sauce on them and just kind of caramelize that sauce and get them kind of crisped up a little bit. And then just slice them up and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They are. We had to protect that plate right there before the show because the bucket that was beside it is gone.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue as to what he's talking about.
You know, it is amazing how many people get rid of those ribs. I did it for years, and then Dayton Blair told me one time, "What are you doing throwing them ribs away?" So I took that first rack and cut it out, and I cooked them, and they were good when I made them. So I knew when I told him, you know, I said, "Man, you can do some deer ribs," and got the man to make them over there. I mean, I'm telling you, they are top notch.
They are awesome, by the way, and you should never throw another deer rib.
No,
make sure you keep
good.
the ribs.
That is awesome right there, and you know, I can see where it doesn't matter if you took a yearling all the way to a 7-year-old.
It really does.
That's right. No, it doesn't matter.
The bigger
No.
the deer, though, obviously, the bigger the rack rib.
The bigger the ribs, yeah.
That's right.
So
and probably the more meat on the
it
ribs.
is. You're gonna get
Yeah.
more meat on a bigger buck or a big doe, whatever.
But that one came off a buck. But
It did.
you know, I would say a 2.5, 3-year-old doe would have
be just
about the
fine.
same.
Be just fine.
And what I did with these too, and now I've got a bandsaw at home for cutting meat, so I run these through my bandsaw to get them more sizable.
Yeah.
Because deer ribs are going to be like beef ribs;
Yep.
they're going to be long.
Big, yeah.
But you don't have to have a bandsaw. I mean, you can just get a regular
Hacksaw.
meat saw
Your meat saw,
to cut them, or a hacksaw, or for that matter, they even make meat blades for your sawzall.
I was just about to say,
so-
I've got a meat blade on a dedicated sawzall. That's all I do is cut meat with it.
Yeah.
Use it for ribs and things. Yeah, if you got a deer, I'll let you use it.
So, you know, so if you
plan on
want to
hitting
cut them
one
down,
tonight.
if you got a small, I mean, I cook these on a green egg. So, you know, if you have a smaller grill, you can just cut your ribs down to size where they'll fit.
Yeah.
So, I got one quick thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
My friend Karen at Wedge Oak Farm this Sunday is having a seasoned Sunday event where some local chefs are making some local sausage with fresh with her livestock. They're going to have duck sausage, chicken sausage, pork sausage, and then doing some seasonal vegetables to go with it, and then probably some beverages to pair with it as well. So look them up at wedgeoakfarm.com. You can get the tickets there.
Where are they located?
It's in on Old Murfreesboro Road in Lebanon.
In Lebanon, okay.
Yep.
Sounds good.
It's a benefit deal to support the local food summit here in Nashville.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, we want to thank Chris again. Man, he's a master over here at this stuff. And if deer only knew what this man holds in his head for them, they'd be
They're all
in
in trouble. Yeah, they're all in trouble.
That's right. Hey, we got to take another quick break. And when we come back, we're going to finish up with the calendar, finish up with Jake, finish up with Mr. Adam. Be right back with more Southern Woods and Water.